Lyra couldn't stop thinking about the necklace, the symbols, the voice, the dreams. Everything felt connected to something big, something old. She decided to go where no one had looked before. An ancient alien site buried under layers of time and dust. She chose ruins of Xiron 9, a planet long abandoned. It was once believed to be home to one of the earliest known alien races, a civilization that vanished without reason or remains. Now it was nothing but sand, silence, and broken towers. With her small team, Lyra landed near the largest structure still standing, a temple carved into the side of a mountain. The walls were cracked, but some carvings still showed. And to her shock, they matched the symbols on her necklace. She took it out and held it close. Suddenly, the necklace began to glow. A soft blue light pulsed from its metal surface, growing stronger with every second. Then, in a flash, a hologram appeared in front of them. It was a woman. She looked just like Lyra. Her face was calm, but her eyes were full of fear. She spoke fast, in a language that wasn't Earth's, yet somehow, Lyra understood. They are listening. They are watching. Do not trust what you see. You must run. Then the hologram vanished. Silence fell over the group. Did anyone else see that? Asked Jax, her pilot. Yes, whispered Lyra, heart pounding. But I don't think she was talking to us. That night, back at the camp, Lyra tried to sleep, but again, the dream came. This time, it was clearer. She was inside a room she didn't know. There were crystals on the walls. A large window looked out at the stars, and in the middle stood the woman from the hologram, crying. She turned to Lyra and said, "You have to stop them, before they take you too." Lyra woke up screaming. She didn't know who they were, or why this woman looked just like her, but she knew one thing for sure. The necklace wasn't showing her the past, it was showing her the future. Lyra couldn't stop thinking about the necklace, the symbols, the voice, the dreams. Everything felt connected to something old, something powerful. She had spent her life studying alien ruins, but this was different. This time, it was personal. She decided to go where no one had looked before, an ancient alien site buried under layers of time and dust. She chose ruins of Xiron 9, a planet long abandoned. It was once believed to be home to one of the earliest known alien races, a civilization that vanished without reason or remains. Now it was nothing but sand, silence, and broken towers. With her small team, Jax, pilot, Mira, tech expert, and Ray, security guard, Lyra landed near the largest structure still standing, a temple carved into the side of a mountain. The walls were cracked, but some carvings still showed. And to her shock, they matched the symbols on her necklace. She took it out and held it close. Suddenly, the necklace began to glow. A soft blue light pulsed from its metal surface, growing stronger with every second. Then, in a flash, a hologram appeared in front of them. It was a woman. She looked just like Lyra. Her face was calm, but her eyes were full of fear. She spoke fast, in a language that wasn't Earth's, yet somehow, Lyra understood. They are listening. They are watching. Do not trust what you see. You must run. Then the hologram vanished. Silence fell over the group. Did anyone else see that? Asked Jax, clearly shaken. Yes, whispered Lyra, heart pounding. But I don't think she was talking to us. Back at the camp, the sky turned dark, red as the twin suns set. Everyone was quiet. No jokes, no talk, just the wind and the hum of the ship's power unit. That night, Lyra tried to sleep, but again, the dream came. This time, it was clearer than ever. She was inside a room she didn't know. There were crystals on the walls that glowed softly. A large window looked out at the stars, and in the middle stood the woman from the hologram, crying. She turned to Lyra and said, "You have to stop them before they take you too." Lyra woke up screaming. She sat straight up in bed, her heart beating fast. Sweat ran down her face. She looked around the tent. Nothing was wrong, but she knew what she saw was real. The next day, she asked Mira to scan the necklace again. Mira did. The results were strange. The necklace was older than any known Earth material. Its energy level was low but active, and most importantly, it was sending out a signal, not to space, to her. "It's like it's alive," Mira said, looking at the screen. "Or like it knows who you are." Lyra didn't answer. She thought about the dream, the voice, the warning. Who is they? Why does that woman look like me, and why can I understand her? Later that evening, Lyra put the necklace back on, just for a moment. At first, nothing happened. Then, a spark in her mind. Images flew through her thoughts like lightning. A war, a spaceship crashing, screams, a door closing with a lock, and then a name, Elara. She whispered it aloud. Jax looked at her. "What did you say?" "Nothing," she said quickly. But from that moment on, things changed. She didn't feel alone anymore, like someone was always watching, waiting, inside her. After the hologram message and the strange dream, Lyra couldn't stop thinking about the woman, Elara. Who was she? Lyra asked herself again and again. The necklace had shown her things, memories, but they didn't feel like hers. They felt older, alien, yet somehow familiar. She started to wear the necklace more often, hoping it would show her more. At first, nothing happened, just silence. Then one night, as she lay on her cot in the camp, the world around her changed. Lights dimmed, sounds faded, and suddenly, she wasn't in the tent anymore. She was somewhere else. A city made of smooth white stone stretched out before her. Small flying ships moved through the sky like birds. People with long, graceful bodies walked among them, not human, but beautiful. She looked down at her hands. They weren't hers. Her skin was darker. Her clothes were different. She could feel hair that wasn't hers fall over her shoulders. She was inside Elara's body, not watching. Living it, a voice called from behind her. "Princess Elara, you must come." Elara turned and saw a man wearing silver armor. His face was full of fear. "They know you have the key," he said. "We must leave now." "The key?" Lyra whispered, even though no one could hear her. In the vision, Elara ran through the city. She held the necklace tightly in her hand. Inside a hidden room, she placed the necklace on a pedestal. A screen lit up in front of her. She spoke. "If you are seeing this, then I am gone. The others came for us. They wanted our minds, our knowledge. They took everything, except me." Lyra gasped. The vision ended. She sat up straight, back in her camp, heart pounding. Sweat ran down her face. It hadn't been a dream. It had been a memory, and it had been real. She told Mira what she had seen. Mira listened closely, then said, "You're not just seeing her memories, you're becoming her." Lyra didn't answer. That night she tried again. She put on the necklace and closed her eyes. This time, she saw more. Elara hiding the necklace in a secret place. Elara writing something on paper. A warning. Do not let them take your mind. Do not trust the light. It is not peace, it is control. Then another scene. Elara, standing alone in a dark room, tears in her eyes. She looked at a mirror, spoke to it, like someone else was watching. "I will not let them win." Then she raised the necklace high and smashed it against the floor. But it didn't break. Instead, it glowed and pulled her into itself. Lyra woke up screaming. She looked around. No one had heard her. She touched her face. Still her. Still alive. But something had changed. She knew now why Elara had left the necklace behind. not to protect it, to hide from it, because once it gets inside your head, it never lets go. After the visions, Lyra was not the same. She still looked like herself. Same dark eyes, short hair, and tired smile. But inside, something had shifted. She would sometimes forget where she was, or speak in a voice that wasn't quite hers. She would catch herself staring at mirrors for too long, like she was waiting to see someone else look back. Her team started to notice. "Are you okay?" Mira asked one morning. "You've been acting weird since we found that hologram." "I'm fine," Lyra said quickly. Too quickly. Even Jax, who usually didn't care about feelings, gave her a strange look. "You sure? You keep saying things like, 'We must survive,' or 'They are watching.' What does that even mean?" Lyra couldn't answer, because she didn't know. All she knew was that the necklace was changing her. She tried to take it off, but it felt heavier than before, like it didn't want to leave her neck. When she finally pulled it off, her head throbbed with pain. Images flashed behind her eyes. Elara running, hiding, screaming. Then silence. But when she put it back on, everything came back. Not just memories, feelings, anger, fear, pain, and something else. Control slipping. One night, Lyra woke up standing in front of the mirror. She didn't remember walking there. She reached out and touched the glass. The reflection stared back, but its lips moved before hers did. "You're not in control anymore." Lyra stumbled back, heart pounding. Was that Elara, or was it her own mind breaking? The next day, she told no one what happened. Instead, she went to Mira and asked for data on brain signals. "I need to know if the necklace is affecting my thoughts." Mira ran the test, and the results were clear. Lyra's brainwaves had changed. They were different, like they were being shared. "You're not just remembering Elara," Mira whispered, looking at the screen. "It's like she's remembering you." Lyra felt cold. That night, she dreamed again. But this time, she wasn't watching Elara. She was Elara. She stood in a dark room, holding the necklace. Her hands trembled. A voice echoed through the walls. "Give us your mind. Become one with us." Elara screamed and smashed the necklace against the wall. But it didn't break. It glowed, and from the light, shadows rose. They weren't people. They were something older, something hungry. The dream ended. Lyra woke up gasping. She looked at her hands. They felt wrong. Her thoughts felt wrong. She opened her journal and wrote, "I think I'm losing myself. Every time I wear the necklace, I feel less like me, more like her. But what if I already am her? Or worse, what if I become something else?" She closed the book. From that moment on, she stopped trusting herself, because the more time passed, the more she sounded like Elara and less like Lyra. Lyra didn't know when it happened. One moment, she was sitting in the camp, staring at the necklace on her desk. The next, everything changed. The air turned cold. The sky outside went from dark blue to red, then black. A sound like thunder filled the room, but there was no storm. The necklace glowed, not just a light, but a door, a portal. Before she could move, before she could call for help, the light grabbed her and pulled her inside. She landed hard. The ground was smooth and shiny like glass. The air smelled strange, clean but old, like forgotten places. She stood up, heart pounding. Around her, a city rose into the sky. Tall towers made of crystal and silver twisted high above. Lights moved through the buildings like fireflies. But there were no people, only silence. She looked down. Her clothes were different. Not her jacket and boots, but something long and soft, like robes. She touched her face. It felt wrong, like looking in a mirror and seeing someone else stare back. "Where am I?" she whispered. Behind her, a voice answered. You are where she came from. Lyra turned fast. A woman stood there. Tall, eyes full of sadness, hair long and white. Face, familiar. Too familiar. Because the woman looked just like her, only older, stronger, and not afraid. I knew you would come, the woman said. I just didn't think it would be so soon. Who are you? Lyra asked. The woman smiled. I am Elara. Lyra's breath caught. No. Elara is gone. She left this world. I saw her memories. You saw what she wanted you to see, Elara said. But now it's time for the truth. She walked forward. This place is not real. At least, not real like your Earth. It is a space between minds. A memory vault built by my people. Lyra shook her head. You're dead. Your race vanished. Elara's eyes grew sad. Not vanished, taken. She reached out and touched the necklace still around Lyra's neck. It's not a curse, she said. It's a prison. A prison? Lyra whispered. For them, Elara said, pointing to the sky. The ones who took us, they were not just enemies, they were hunters. They came to our world and did not kill us. They copied us. Lyra froze. What? They stole our thoughts, our skills, our knowledge. Then they used it to grow stronger. But they needed bodies, so they took ours. And the necklace? Lyra asked slowly. It was our last hope. We built it to hide one mind, one soul, to keep it safe until someone else could carry the truth. Lyra stepped back. You mean me? Elara nodded. You are not just seeing my memories, Lyra. You are becoming me. Every time you wear the necklace, it learns more. About you. About your mind. So what happens when it learns everything? Lyra asked, afraid of the answer. Elara looked away. Then it will take what's left, and you will be gone. Silence fell. Wind blew through the empty city. Lyra looked at the necklace again. It had been a gift. Now it felt like a trap. She looked back at Elara. If I don't wear it, can I stop this? Elara's voice was quiet. Yes. Or you can finish what we started. Lyra swallowed. What do you mean? Elara stepped closer. The necklace doesn't just copy minds. It connects them. If you use it fully, you won't just remember me. You'll become what I was meant to be. Lyra stared at her, at herself. And suddenly the choice wasn't easy anymore. Stay human, or become something more. Lyra stood in silence, staring at Elara. The truth hung in the air like a storm ready to break. She wasn't just seeing memories. She wasn't just being watched. She was being rewritten. Every time she wore the necklace, more of her mind slipped away. Her thoughts, her voice, even her dreams. They weren't all hers anymore, and now, standing in this strange world between minds, she had a choice: stay herself, or become something else. But what if she already had changed? Elara stepped closer. You don't have much time, she said gently. The necklace is learning faster now. If you go back to your world and keep wearing it, I'll lose myself, Lyra finished. Elara nodded. But if you stay, we can finish what I started. Lyra looked around. The city was empty, but not dead. It felt like it was waiting. Watching. For what? Lyra asked. What are we trying to do? Elara's eyes grew serious. We're trying to survive. She walked forward to a tall mirror-like wall made of smooth black stone. With one touch, the surface lit up with images. Humans, Earth, scientists in labs, and then clones. Rows and rows of them, sleeping in glass pods. Lyra stepped back. What is this? This is why you were chosen, Elara said. You weren't just lucky. You weren't just smart. You were made. Lyra shook her head. No, that's not true. Elara turned to face her. You are not the first Lyra Voss. Lyra's heart stopped. What? The woman who raised you, she was real, but not your real mother. You were created in a lab, not born, built to wear the necklace, to carry our knowledge. No, Lyra whispered. That's not possible. It is, Alara said. Your entire life has been a test. Can you control the necklace? Can you handle its power without losing your mind? Lyra backed away. Her hands trembled. Her thoughts felt like sand slipping through her fingers. All those dreams, all those memories. Now she knew why they felt so real. Because they were. Only, not hers. They belonged to every Lyra before her. Every clone who tried and failed. One by one, till she became the last one. Her legs gave out. She dropped to her knees. I'm not real, she whispered. Alara knelt beside her. You are real enough to choose. Lyra looked up. What happens if I say yes? If I let it happen? Alara smiled sadly. Then you become us. All of us. Every memory, every skill, every soul that was taken will live again. Inside you. And if I say no, Alara stood, then you run. You take what you've learned and leave. You destroy the necklace. You go back to your life. And forget everything? Yes. Silence. Lyra looked down at the necklace. It glowed softly, waiting. She thought about Earth, her team, her work, her name. Was it ever really hers, or was she always meant to be someone else? Alara reached out a hand. So, what will it be? Lyra stared at it. Then slowly, she took a breath and touched the necklace. Light filled the space, and for the first time, she didn't fight it. Light filled the space. Lyra felt it all at once. Every thought, every memory, every voice that had ever lived inside the necklace. Alara, her people, every lost soul. They weren't just showing her the past anymore. They were becoming part of her. She closed her eyes and let go. When she opened them again, she was back on Earth. Not in the camp, not on Zira 9, but in her lab. It was quiet. Too quiet. She looked around. Her team was gone. No Mira, no Jax, no Ray, just machines. And the necklace still around her neck. She walked to the mirror. Her reflection stared back. But something was off. Her eyes, they looked deeper, like they held more than one life. She touched the screen on her desk. A message blinked on the display. Cloning cycle complete. Subject, Lyra Voss. Lemonsun. She didn't move, didn't breathe. So it was true, she was a clone. And now, she was the last one. The system beeped softly beside her. She could end it here. Destroy the necklace. Or finish what Alara started. She took a deep breath. Then slowly, she walked to the shuttle bay. On her way out, she passed a small box labeled 4. Next cycle. Inside was a letter. She read the first line. If you are reading this, then I am gone. The others came for us. She smiled, put the letter down, and walked out. She took the shuttle and flew into space. Once outside Earth's orbit, she opened the cabin door. The stars shone bright. Cold. Silent. She held up the necklace, one last time, and threw it into space. It spun away, farther and farther, till it disappeared into the dark. She watched it go, then turned back toward home. As the shuttle re-entered Earth's air, everything seemed normal, peaceful, until she looked at her face in the window and saw her eyes. They were not the same anymore. They were brighter, clearer, older, somehow, like someone else was looking through them. Back at the base, Mira ran to meet her. You're back. We were so worried. Lyra smiled. I'm fine. Mira looked at her closely. You sure? Yes, Lyra said, stepping forward. I feel better than ever. Camera zooms in slowly as she walks past, and for just a second, her eyes flash blue. Then back to normal. No one sees it, except the audience. Fade to black. Final line, optional end scene. Somewhere far in space, the necklace floats alone. Suddenly, it glows. A soft voice speaks from within. Phase 1, complete.